Hi, welcome back to another one of my videos. More like welcome back to our weekly updates. Yes, we're in somewhere in November, and this week, the biggest news this week. Yeah, hold on, before I jump into that. In case you're new to my channel, you might want to consider subscribing to my channel. And for all you good folks who have been with me for all these years, welcome back to my channel. And here we go with the weekly updates. I hope you guys are enjoying this videos on this style of videos in this series as much as and I enjoy doing them to let everyone outside Japan know what is it like, what is it happening in Japan, what's going on, the latest tech trends, news that is going on here in Japan from a local's perspective. By local, I mean a Singaporean that has been based in Japan for the past 20 years, 19 to be exact. So let's just dive right in. Our biggest news this week will be a couple of days ago, I think yesterday or like a couple of days ago, a 6.9 a earthquake, 6.9 on the Richter scale. I think it's called a Richter scale or something. 6.9 magnitude earthquake struck off the coast of Iwate, a prefecture, about like 5 p.m. in the afternoon. So it was a pretty massive earthquake. And then I think the magnitude 4 jolts were being felt all around different prefectures. Unfortunately, I was I think out of town, so I didn't really know what was going on until when I got back home. Then I saw the news on the earthquake, and I think tsunami alerts were being sent out. And after like I don't know, a couple of hours or a couple of days later, it did tsunami. What is that? The alert was being taken down. I think like a tiny tsunami, I don't know, like 20 centimeters or something, or maybe like a 40 centimeters, something were being recorded off the coast. But Iwate Prefecture is facing outside the Pacific Ocean, and the March 11 earthquake in 2011 sent this devastating tsunami that destroyed many houses and took the lives of many people. So some of these areas, they have experienced that giant earthquake like more than 10 years ago. So I think a lot of people are still, pretty worried. So many people actually took the tsunami evacuation alert seriously, and many people moved to just higher grounds or evacuation areas. So that's a good thing. That's a good sign. And going on forward, no lives were lost. No damages were being reported. So that is good news. But on the not so good side, the Philippines is so badly affected by the typhoon that one just went past Philippines and devastated so many regions, and took so many lives. And then the second one decided to just drop by again, the second typhoon. So that's unfortunate. So yeah, natural disasters, you just got to live with them. There's no way you can prevent them. Just got to take countermeasures and prepare your contingency plans and make sure they work in terms of events like that. Where I am in Nagano Prefecture, we don't get like a tsunami here because we're like way up in the mountains, so far from the sea. But we do get typhoons and strong winds and like floods and whatnot. But yeah, unfortunately, nothing bad so far has happened except like a power blackouts or power outages from typhoons, and the trees fell and kind of like tripped the power lines or something. That's about it. Nothing major. So thank God. Touch wood. I don't want anything crazy to happen. And going on forward, news of bears again here in Japan. Unfortunately, the bears are not backing down. The bears are coming out from everywhere and attacking people. Some bears even go into houses, 6 different houses within a day, and attack 6 different people in their houses. That's pretty scary. But the Japan has decided to send in the military to help out with these bears affected regions, and police have been authorized to arm themselves with rifles, not regular like policeman that patrols the street, more like specific police that are trained to handle like riots and terrorists and whatnot. They're familiar with like assault weapons like submachine guns and MP5s and whatnot. They're being deployed, being authorized to use a rifle to take down the bears when necessary, to cull the bears. So it's kind of unfortunate that in the news, some of these bears that are being culled are like small bear cubs with their mother or something. But yeah, they're in the urban area, which is it's unfortunate that the baby bears has to be killed. So they don't really post up any information on what do they do with the bear after they've been killed. Like baby bears, they should probably make them into like plush teddy bears or something. Like stuffed animals. But yeah, that's unfortunate. The bears are just trying to survive out there, and then they roam to find to the territories where people are living, and they'll be caught. So yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. Sorry, just got this very very dry weather. It's pretty cold today, so I hope the the sound recorder is not picking up any harmful, because I'm keeping the engine of the car running to keep the the hot air regulating the car, because I parked the car in the morning, and a couple of hours later it's pretty cold in the car. So yeah, today it's pretty cold, like in the autumn. So I think this morning was like 0 degrees Celsius. So yeah, it's still pretty cold. So never mind that. And good news from Japan as well. China decided to lift a 2-year ban on seafood from Hokkaido, because a couple of years ago, I think when the Tokyo metropolitan, no, when the Japanese government decided to release the treated chemical wastewater from the Fukushima nuclear accident from resulted from the 2011 tsunami and the earthquake. When Japan decided to release the radioactive water back in the ocean. Even though there were a lot of tests and research that certified that it's not really that dangerous, but China, countries like China and other surrounding countries are pretty concerned. So because Japan decided to go with that route, China decided to ban all seafood import from Japan as well. So it was unfortunate, but based on the insider information that I got from folks in China, because a lot of this pretty wealthy people from China really really like the freshness and the taste and the good quality stuff from Japan. Even though China banned the imports of Japanese seafood, all this wealthy people decided to go different routes to. They pay a bit more, but they have their ways to access this like a Japanese fresh seafood produce. So I'm not gonna talk about how it's being, I wouldn't say smuggled, but it's being shipped into China. But that's another story for another day. You guys got probably go find out by yourself. But yeah, I have information inside China to get on this. So yeah, all these wealthy people decided to continue their a regular staple of fresh Japanese seafood from Hokkaido and whatnot. But now China decided to lift this 2-year ban. They can legally eat it at their favorite restaurants and anywhere in China. So I think one of the most famous one is the scallops, the hotate, the scallops from Hokkaido are just some of the most best seafood you can get from Japan. So yeah, that China itself lifted that ban, but 9 other prefectures still have a ban on their export in place. So yeah, I don't know when that's gonna be lifted, but that will be time will tell. We'll know in the future. But yeah, that aside, what is the other? Yeah, another unfortunate news is that this a Thai lady who brought her 12-year-old elementary 6th grade daughter to Japan to work as like a prostitute or something. And that's really unfortunate. She brought her child in and let her stay at a massage parlor in Tokyo. And she left the country, and this poor 12-year-old girl had to work as a prostitute or something illegally, providing services to I don't know a 60 over clients in a month or something. And she kind of made $6,000 or something, and then half of it goes to her mom and half of it goes to this the owner of the massage parlor, a Japanese man or something, a 50-year or something, a Japanese man who was arrested, and a lot of investigations are going on. And last I saw on the news, her mother was being arrested in Taiwan as a prostitute or something. So yeah, it's just kind of unfortunate that a lot of this a child smuggling, prostitution stuff is going on. So yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. I mean, children should go through such unfortunate experience. So that's really unfortunate, and I'm glad the mother's caught. I mean, the girl was she got nowhere to turn to, she got nowhere to go, and she decided to visit the immigration in Tokyo, and reported what is exactly going on. So they took her into custody, and they investigated and arrested the various people involved, including her own mother. That was really unfortunate, but who am I to yeah pass a verdict on her upbringing and whatnot. But yeah, that's just unfortunate news. And let's go on to better news. What was I going to talk about? Oh yeah, there's this what is that what is that? It's called a Nishijin Ori, which is like a textile, a style of textile that is made in Kyoto for the past 1,200 years. Very, very long history. Basically, they are very famous for their very, very finely woven, intricate, highly intricate decorative designs, and like a Japanese, usually for Japanese kimono, like you see on the back, the sash, they call it the obi, with a very fine I don't know, like woven material, but it usually depicts like floral designs or like birds, or like the scenes of nature. Yeah, that one of those very, very, very old school traditional art form that has seen decline over the years, because not many people are going to the trade. It's very, very tedious and very time consuming, and it's all handmade. But the good news is like famous brands like Christian Dior and Gucci going to these Japanese companies and trying to use this made in Japan highly a historical and cultural significance way of doing their a textile, and try to incorporate into this luxury brand, which is like a good thing. Like a lot of these very, very centuries old traditional Japanese art and culture kind of like being lost or drifting a little bit, like dwindling, going to the sunset industry over time. And it's good that all these famous companies are coming in to try to I wouldn't say exploit on them, but to try to keep the business alive. I don't know for how long, but yeah, I don't know for how long, but yeah, it's a good thing. It's like usually like jeans in Japan. Like Okayama jeans. Okayama Prefecture is one of the most famous prefectures in Japan for producing very, very high quality jeans. If you know the history, you know that jeans, denim material from Japan are very, very highly sorted, because these Japanese artisans basically use a very, very age-old tradition to make the dye and everything, and they have to go through many process, and a lot of these artisans has all their hands tainted with the denim dye, which are derived from like a natural pigments, natural materials, not man-made. Yeah, so I think Momotaro Jeans is one of the most famous denim maker here in Japan, based off Okayama Prefecture, but they're very expensive as well. And I think Yves Saint Laurent, the YSL clothing label, also use Japanese denim from Okayama for some of their jeans products. So yeah, you might want to check on that as well. So other than that, let's just go on to one more piece of news. Let's see. I'm like I don't know, 15 minutes, 14 minutes into the video. So this is more like a tech news. I found this online that from the internet, that a Japanese company that specialize in all this space tech is actually researching and doing a project that will kind of use a rocket to send people from Tokyo to any US city within 60 minutes. That is like an hour. Usually when you take a flight from Tokyo, Haneda or Narita to US, to any place in US, probably I don't know, 14, 15 hours, going back in time. But now this company in Japan is trying to make travel from US from Tokyo to US within 60 minutes. Basically what they do is they send a rocket into space instead of traveling within the Earth itself. It'll go into space and it'll reach US in 60 minutes. So that's crazy. But they will just kind of push it out in their phases. I think they're taking advanced reservations applications starting from April 2026, which is next year, and I think it will cost around $652,000 per person. Yeah, more than $500,000 US dollars per person. So if you have that kind of money, you might wanna consider taking up this offer. But we don't know when it's gonna start. But basically that is one of this very very crazy tech news, which is good. I would think good news, because tech is always evolving and going forward. So the first phase, next year will be like they will take you around like a space related facilities where they'll launch the rocket or something, and then as well as they give you the chance to taste what are the kind of food that you eat in space and whatnot. So you roll on in phases, or we'll see how it goes. Keep track of that progress and everything. So that's something to look forward to as well. Like Japanese tech, pretty interesting at times. And basically I think that's it. For the news, not a lot of crazy news this week, except I think there was one like yesterday or something where during the parliament, the new elected Japanese Prime Minister Takashi Shi, I wouldn't say Takeshi-san because that's how the Japanese call her, because she's the Prime Minister. She has a different, like a suffix to her name, So Takashi Shi, the Prime Minister of Japan, was talking about like some, if that Taiwan were to be invaded or something, Japan would take appropriate actions for self-defense and whatnot. And I think the General Council of China, based in Osaka, this gentleman decided to post up on Twitter a very very violent and inappropriate comment, and that's sending protests from Japan and and China as well. Just a couple of weeks ago, the Prime Minister of Japan went to South Korea, had a good time with the a premier of China, and they had a good talk about working on better relationships between the country within these countries, in Southeast Asia and with Asia, to build up the security in the region and work together. And then now comes another unfortunate piece of news. I don't know, it's all messed up, these people, they just, I don't know, sometimes people should just speak from their mouth after logical thinking, and not sprout words that are just unfortunate, and that will destabilize certain relationships. Is just really unfortunate sometimes. I don't know, I mean, I'm not a politician so I can speak for them, but it's just all very unfortunate. So me, I'm still here in Japan, enjoying myself, nothing bad, nothing good going on. And I think I don't really get good time to do videos like that, so I will probably record another video later. And so if you checked out that video, you see me wearing the same costume in two different videos. Usually I'm just recording the same with the same outfit, different videos on the same day, because I don't really get the luxury or time to myself. Last week my son had his ice hockey match again, and I came back on a Sunday night. I reached home about I think 11:30 or something, and then packed up and everything. By the time I went to bed, it was like 1 in the morning or something. And yesterday I just couldn't open my eyes when I go to work. I was so sleepy and everything. So but that's just different news for another day. I hope you guys are doing great wherever you are. I'm definitely doing great here in Japan. Sorry, I'm just messing around with the mic. So that's it for this news. I hope you guys are enjoying. Thank you so much for checking out my videos to the end. I will see you guys in next week's video. Take care, and bye.